Hello, how are you on this lockdown Sunday? We're a week and a half in here in New Zealand. So we're moving through stuff as we do. We're going from shock and possibly denial, dropping into grief and maybe some anger and maybe lots of happiness and rest and maybe a mix of all of those things. Let's see. I got two of these Universe Has Your Back cards. They both jumped out when I was choosing them, so let's see how they relate to you. I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. So there's a reminder, if you're still watching the mainstream media, it's easy to drop into fear. And maybe if you're not, it's easy to drop into fear. It's scary, unknown times. Think love. That will lift your vibration. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Remember, we are in a play, not just a COVID-19 play. We're in a bigger play where spirit's doing this human experience. And there's always karma. For every action, there is a reaction, and the virus is part of a reaction for collective, all sorts of things. That's a big story, though, isn't it? When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. There's a higher plan unfolding. Okay, so let's get centered to choose some cards. I have got Rebecca Campbell's... I forgot the name of that deck now, sorry. I'll get that for you. I'll pop that in the comments. And the Robin Wood cards. So, these are the cards. Now let's take a centering breath. So closing your eyes, taking a long breath. Coming out of your maybe busy day, maybe your other stuff, just resting down into your body for a moment. And just putting that intention out for the highest guidance for you for the week ahead. And coming back to the cards. 1, cards 2, and cards 3. 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, nice. Ooh, up close. What is yours? Okay, cards number 1. Number 1 is the 8 of Pentacles. So this is getting a little focused and a little productive. Focused and productive, coming into what it is that you like to do. That kind of takes you away from the world, really. You can concentrate and get into your thing. And maybe this is one of your creative pursuits. Maybe it's your cooking. Maybe it's some new training. Maybe it's something you're hopping online to, a new course or something that you're doing that's allowing you to be productive and to come into what it is that you really like to do. I took a couple of other notes about this from this book that I've been studying lately. Pleased with your creations, being your best, self-directing your consciousness. I like that because that can take you away from a worrying mind, this vibe. Be constructive for change, not complaining. So this kind of aligns with Virgo, and Virgos can be a bit critical and complaining, but they can also be very focused and detailed and productive. So that's the vibe you want to be getting into. Concentrating your will. That's pretty cool. And this is the vibe that goes with it. Starseed. Oh, do you relate to that? A little bit other planetary, isn't it? What lights you up? Time to get into what lights you up. And that's going to lift your vibration as well. Awesome. Cards number 2. Major Arcana, more of a life lesson vibe. Temperance. Where do you need to moderate? Is that your appetite for something? Is it been a little bit too much and you've got to bring that into balance? Tempering. So this is quite an enthusiastic card. It's quite a happy card. It's a beautiful spiritual energy that's quite anchored on the earth, as you can see there. You know, on emotions, 1 foot in the water, on the ground, so it's earth. You're doing your feelings in a balanced way. You're connecting with your spirit in a balanced way. This is a lovely, calm energy to come into. It does mean moderate. You might need to moderate. Think about where you need to moderate. Adapting to circumstances here. And isn't that the case with lockdown? Maybe you're coming into a time where you're really starting to adapt into this change. Gathering facts from far and wide. I think this is maybe a bit of a Sagittarius vibe. And maybe you're on the internet learning about where the virus is from and why it might be here. So having a look at all of those things, but keeping it very moderate and trusting your own inner knowing. And balancing alternatives. Yeah, that's a strong spiritual positive vibe to be coming into. And connecting with this one, we've got this card about boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Maybe that's something that needs some tempering, some moderating. Now, you're at home with whoever you're at home with, or maybe you're on your own, and maybe these boundaries are to do with your ego versus your spirit if you're on your own. But you're probably connecting with other people, so consider that as well. Where do you need to take care of yourself? What's getting in too much? Is it to do with everything that you're reading? Is it to do with the news? Or is it to do with other people's opinions to do with that? Where do you need to hold true to yourself and keep an energetic boundary? Something to ponder. And last, card number 3 is the Two of Pentacles. So this is someone who is concentrating, obviously, concentrating and being able to hold everything by being very present, being very now, and being very calm. She can't pull that off without those things. What else did I note down about this? Oh, cool, of course, balance amidst change. So that's a nice place to be coming into. Balance amidst this unknown time that we're in. So focus in the moment, stay centered. That's when you can make correct decisions. Sometimes with the energy of 2, it does mean this or that. Rhythm between spiritual and material. Now that's a pretty clever thing to pull off as well when you're at home. If you've got demands of family and wanting to connect with your spiritual self, you can do all of this if you are present, calm, focused, in the moment. Are you going to adapt cheerfully or are you going to do unhappy? This is an adapting energy. So this is the vibe that you're coming into. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Now, we could take this, well, we could add that, bye-bye. We could add that to all those things that I just said, and we can switch this up into being about the material plane as well, because Pentacles can be about money and what you're up to. So what's not aligned with that? You've got time to think about your own business and which aspects of it are and are not working for you, or even your job, and maybe thinking about something else you might like to do. That's just a little side thing if it vibes with you. So what's not aligned, what needs to change? There's some journal work for you. Okay, that might keep you, that might give you a little bit of homework, those cards. Have a peaceful week, have a gentle week, have a productive week with some balance, especially if you've got temperance. And I will catch you soon. Bye-bye.